But before they were cast into the fire, God appeared before them. With a voice filled with sadness, he said, "My daughters, I had plans for each of you. Nala, you would have married a strong man and had 2 beautiful children, Zara. You would have found a man who loved you dearly." Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived 3 sisters named Nala, Zara, and Lila. These sisters were very beautiful, but they were also very impatient. All they could think about was getting married. Every day they would say to their mother, "When will we find husbands, Mama? We need to get married." Their mother, who loved her daughters very much, became worried. One evening after dinner, she sat them down and said, "My dear girls, we must be patient. God has a plan for each of you, and your husbands will come in time." But Nala, the eldest, shook her head. "No, Mama, we can't wait anymore. We want husbands now." Zara and Lila nodded in agreement. They were desperate. Their mother, feeling helpless, thought of something terrible. "There is a way," she whispered, looking around nervously. "There is a shrine deep in the forest. The ancient deity there can give you husbands, but there will be a price." "We don't care about the price," Lila, the youngest, said quickly. "We'll do whatever it takes." So, one dark night, the mother took her 3 daughters to the shrine hidden deep in the forest. The wind howled, and the trees whispered eerie secrets as they walked. When they arrived at the shrine, an old, twisted priestess greeted them. Her eyes glowed red, and her smile sent shivers down their spines. "If you want husbands, you must give something precious," the priestess said in a low voice. "Your bodies must belong to the ancient deity. He will visit you in your dreams, and you must obey him." The sisters looked at each other and, without thinking of the consequences, agreed. That night, the sisters performed the rituals and offered themselves to the ancient deity. Soon after, each of them found a husband. Nala married a kind man, Zara married a rich one, and Lila found a handsome husband. For a moment, they were happy. But their happiness didn't last long. Weeks turned into months, and strange things began to happen. First, none of the sisters could have children. They tried and tried, but there were no babies. Their husbands, once rich and kind, became poor and miserable. The sisters' lives were falling apart. "What is happening to us, Mama?" Zara cried one evening. "Why is everything going wrong?" Before their mother could answer, the ancient deity appeared before them. His eyes glowed like fire, and his voice was deep and terrifying. "You belong to me now," he said, his laughter filling the room. "I gave you what you wanted, and now I take what is mine." The deity visited the sisters every night, taking pleasure from their souls, draining their joy, and making their lives darker with each passing day. The sisters cried and begged for mercy, but the deity showed none. One by one, the sisters became weaker and weaker, until one dreadful night, the deity killed them all. As they passed from the world, they found themselves at the gates of hell. Flames roared in the distance, and the air smelled of burning sorrow. But before they were cast into the fire, God appeared before them. With a voice filled with sadness, he said, "My daughters, I had plans for each of you. Nala, you would have married a strong man and had 2 beautiful children, Zara. You would have found a man who loved you dearly, and you would have had 3 children. Lila, you were meant to marry a gentleman, and together you would have had 4 children." The sisters gasped. Tears filled their eyes as they realized the terrible mistake they had made. "But we were impatient," Lila whispered, her voice breaking. "We didn't trust you, God." God looked at them with sorrow. "Now it's too late. Your choices brought you here. You traded your futures for a false promise." With that, the gates of hell opened, and the sisters were cast into the flames. Their screams echoed through the darkness as they were swallowed by the very fire they had chosen. And so, their story ended in misery. a lesson for those who seek shortcuts instead of trusting the path that is meant for them. The end.